Okay, I'm going to make this quick. This is a message out there for Black Lives Matter or anybody out there willing to listen and actually believes in what this country actually stood for, what the Statue of Liberty had on it. You know, bring me you're hungry, you're poor, you're sick, you're weak, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, all that. You know, the actual Declaration of Independence, the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, all those amendments to it. So, if you're a real American, you actually look at that because that's what we've been about for a lot of years. Okay? It was not perfect in the beginning, but we were about it to some extent. Now, we have some evil parties in the United States. I'm going to tell you, Black Lives Matters or anybody out there. Okay, first of all, you want to go after somebody, protest against something, go against Lockheed Martin, Boeing, and Raytheon. 3 corporations that really run this country. Okay? That's who you go after. That will get their attention. You want to protest? Protest that. Because that's going to save more black lives in and out of the United States than anything else if it comes out and you can actually make it happen. Now, beyond that, okay, for you police officers out there, now, apparently the law doesn't mean anything to you. Rights don't mean anything to you. People's lives don't mean anything to you. Those of you that actually have broken the laws, like murdering people, like Breonna Taylor, especially Breonna Taylor. For example, a woman in her own house, no knock thing. Well, regardless of your little no knock rules, I'm going to add this to it. Okay? I know, and anybody else knows there that has put together the pieces to that. This had nothing to do with a drug policy. This had to do with you wanting to reorganize the situation, and you went busting into a whole bunch of black people's homes in the area, trying to drive them out so that the city can do something else. You murdered an innocent woman for city finances. This is fact, as far as I'm concerned. However, I don't have much proof other than the facts that are laid out for everybody if they want to look at it. Okay? That's my conclusion. My opinion and my conclusion. Now, when you cover your badges and you pull people off the streets, that is Gestapo tactics. It's also something that endangers your lives and other police officers' lives, because anybody out there that sees you committing a crime of kidnapping and do not notify them that you are a police officer might as well consider you the average Joe kidnapping someone. And if I remember correctly, the law, at least it used to be, if you see someone committing a felony where other people's lives are in danger, you have the right to execute them on the spot. So yeah, people have the right to execute you on the spot according to that old law. It's called self-protection, self-preservation, and the protection of others. Yeah. It's like if you break into somebody's house and you don't tell them you're a cop and you start robbing the place and raping their wives or their children. They have the right to shoot you at that point. So any person standing out there has the right to shoot you. You're not following laws at all. You're not following what you said you would do. Serve and protect. That means some kid with a rifle does not get to walk into a group of protesters and execute them without you doing something and then you congratulating the guy and letting him go. That's murder. George Floyd was murder. You are nothing but criminals. You are no better than any hoodlum on the street selling drugs or some gangbanger or the mafia themselves or the Gestapo at this point. If you don't stand up against other officers that took the same oath of serve and protect, then you are no different than the Gestapo. when Wisconsin makes laws that say it's illegal to protest, and, mind you, not only puts it on the books, but gives it a federal offense and a 6-year imprisonment, then guess what? That's against the First Amendment. Well, people, it's time, I believe. The First Amendment, they say, is protected by the Second Amendment. What the real Second Amendment means, okay? And I'm going to make this point clear and straight up. It means not to go out and shoot a deer. It doesn't mean to go target practice because you want to play with your little guns, Mr. IRA. What it really means is when a government is in a tyranny, you shoot them. You form a coalition when you have no option of voting with all the fake voting and all the